So, in case you didn't watch the previous upload, I'll quickly let you know, this is more or less like a 3-part series. The first video was talking about my Dell XPS, and I was doing more or less like a long-term review on this system. I made some murmurings and suggestions about an alternative to something like the Dell. In case you couldn't figure it out, it means the Mac. I did decide to try out Mac operating system, and that will also be a separate video. But in this video, we are actually going to be focusing on the why. Why am I making the switch from Windows to Mac? But one thing I totally have to clarify here. I am sure there are tons of people that are and will continue to be totally happy with Windows. I'm just sharing my experiences. I'm not trying to tell you to do anything. It's just one opinion. You should go watch a whole bunch of other opinions too, and then come to your own conclusion, right? Okay, so honestly, right off the bat, dude, it's really simple. I think that Windows and Mac have two totally different core philosophies. Windows is just an operating system. There are hundreds, if not, I don't know, thousands of different computer manufacturers, and that doesn't even mention, obviously, different components if you want to build the computer yourself. Then, of course, on the software side, you have full customization, full flexibility. Whereas with Apple, there is, as far as I know, I think there's only one manufacturer of Apple computers, and that's Apple themselves. And what that gets you is total full control on the Apple system. And what people have always suggested is that means it's more reliable and stuff like this. I think right off the bat, the main issue is the lack of clarity on things like troubleshooting on a Windows system. It's never simple on Windows. You always have to do Google deep dives and looking through all these crazy forums and stuff. And like, it's always a concoction, right? It's like, oh, download this driver from 2019, that's the good one. And then download this driver for this thing, but make sure you install them in this order and don't forget to change the thing in this BIOS setting. There's so many stupid little things that I've often had to run into on a Windows computer, and I'm just very, very, very tired of troubleshooting on Windows. Of course, when you hear murmurings and suggestions that, oh, dude, there's this alternative out there, you know, you don't have to do any of these things. It actually just works fine and simply, and the solutions are simple if there is a problem. That obviously is very tempting to me. Now, one thing to totally address, there are absolutely some benefits to having a more open infrastructure in general, right? And the main thing is innovation. With so many different brands and companies making computers and components and all this, you get some really cool laptops coming out. Asus, for example, you know, I'm sure you're aware of it by now, but like the 2 display thing, there's a main display and a second display on the bottom. That's really neat. Dell is always kind of, especially these days, pushing the limits, you could say, and they're really trying some new funky designs with that XPS 13. Everybody, you know, there's just so many different options on Windows, and that can totally be appealing. But I guess my point is, it's sort of like a philosophy change. I'm no longer as interested as I used to be in all of these, cool new things. Like the dual display thing sounds really cool. Alienwares look really fancy and awesome. All the different companies out there have their appealing things. Like, I'm not sure about you guys, but you know, the older I get and the more stress that's on my plate, I don't have the time or the patience like I used to go on immense Google deep dives on how to fix stuff. I just want things to work out of the box. I don't have to think about anything, just peace of mind, you know? And that is what the closed off operating system of Mac, that's what it offers, right? That's what they market it as. Now, could I totally be making the wrong decision? Maybe the closed off operating system sucks and I'm gonna be back on Windows in a year. This is totally possible. I would love and look forward to sharing my experiences on the Mac so far. I'm always, with these videos, I'm always trying to predict what you guys are gonna say in the comments, right? Because if you've ever been a YouTuber, right, you're always just ready for the blast thing you're gonna get. I mean, one thing's for sure, I know I'm not alone. Like, it's not like when I Google all these problems, I'm the only one that has these issues. There's dozens and dozens and probably hundreds of people with the same struggles when it's like these niche, very specific little error codes and stuff. So I don't think I'm the only one that has these experiences. I would be super curious to hear if there's any of you out there that have been like lifetime Windows users and all of your computers have been trouble-free. You've never, that'd be insane. You've never had to do a Google search on fixing some crazy, error code or a blue screen of death or something. That would blow my mind. I'd love to hear it. Yeah, let me know in the comments. Let me know if maybe you share similar experiences. Would love to hear that too. But yeah, I guess you'll have to stay tuned for the next video on my switch to Mac and seeing how that goes. With that said, thanks for watching, guys, and I'll see you in the next one.